Hey everybody, welcome to our weekend check-in video for PSY-45 Research Methods for Saturday, March 18th. It's going to go over a few items and reminders like I always do, so let's get started. First up here, your most recent Chapter 8 on Between Subjects, our BS designs as we call them for short. You did good work on those, so I was pleased to see the responses on the discussion. Most of you did a good job. However, a few of you made a few mistakes there. You might want to take a look again at what are participant variables, because some of you had some incorrect ideas about that, and I did note that in your feedback, so always do check out that feedback. But most of you did a good job. Next up here is that our chapters 9 and 10, we're covering both of those next week. This is just one of those weeks in the course where I have to kind of squeeze things together. And so the quizzes and discussions for both chapters 9 and 10 are both going to be due next Friday there on the 24th. And so I'm going to be posting an announcement about that just to remind you about that. But do make sure that you get them both in on next Friday there. And again, always remember that time differential. The discussions are due a bit earlier at 9 p.m. The quizzes are due a bit later at 11:59. Also, make sure you're working on your Mind Tap chapters 8 through 10. Those are going to be coming up due soon there, if you will. So definitely keep an eye out for that, because after this coming week, we're going to have our next unit exam. So just heads up about that. Next up here is that your outline feedback. I will be posting that soon. I'm a little delayed. I've got some other issues I've been dealing with that have kind of set me back on getting that done, but I will be getting those out there to you, and just keep an eye out for an announcement when that feedback has been posted, and I'll definitely let you know when that's happened there. And next up here is that your final literature review paper. Make sure you take a look at the instructions there you'll find in that APA module. Make sure you remember it's underneath Unit 5 of our course material. So scroll down past Unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll find the APA module. You want to open up the instructions for Component 3, which is the final literature review paper. Like you saw for the other two component instructions, there's a little short how-to video up there at the top, so definitely check that out. Make sure that you also examine at the top. You'll see an instruction and checklist file, so do carefully read the instructions, and also look at the second part of that file, which is a checklist. The checklist is kind of a list of do's and don'ts, things you do want to have in your paper and things you don't want to have in your paper. So it's really helpful to take a look at that so you don't make any major mistakes there. You will find sample papers there. There's a sample paper in your Pocket Guide to APA Style. It's in Chapter 9. And don't forget, you can access your Pocket Guide by going to the MindTap platform. If you go down below the Chapter 15 content, you'll see there a link for the Pocket Guide. You want to look at Chapter 9. I believe the first paper there on birth order, that's a completed sample literature review paper in APA Style. So it's always good to have a model to work from. Also, in the instructions back in the APA module, I have a link to that online writing lab again, the OWL, or the OWL as it's called there. You'll also see a link through there, and this is also through the instructions there, that instruction file I was mentioning earlier. There are links to that OWL for the title page, the abstract page, the whole paper itself. There's a sample paper, so do take a look at those. Those embedded links are in that instruction file that you'll find right below the how-to video. So do check out those samples. It's always good to, again, have a model to work from. And by the way, that literature review paper is due on Wednesday, April 26th. So we're more than a good month away from that, so we still got plenty of time. And as you'll find in the instructions there, in case you're wondering, but read the instructions carefully again, you'll see your final literature review paper has to be 8 pages of actual literature review content. So this is where you're going to talk about every one of your 10 references to some degree, because a literature review is a review of the literature, that is the literature you found as documented in your list of 10 references. So that's what you're going to write about. And you're also going to have 3 additional pages, a title page, an abstract page, and a page of references. So make sure you're going to have 11 pages altogether, but kind of the meat and potatoes, if you will, are the 8 pages of the literature review. And by the way, it's 8 full pages, not 7.25, not 7.5, but 8 full pages. So make sure you keep that in mind. All right, that's everything I wanted to say for this time. So otherwise, we're going to have our live session on Monday at 11. So in case you need to ask me anything, it's like open office hours. I will be there. Otherwise, if you need something else, in the meantime, reach out via email on Canvas, and I'll be glad to get back to you. Hope you're having a good weekend, and I will see you in those lecture videos. Take care until then. Bye-bye.